turned on and then, okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the skinny long version. Okay, so if you look in Google Classroom that I'm presenting to you right now, you have your guided notes that we've been taking all along. And because of the schedule and me, I don't think I'm going to be able to get through everything. I have supplied you with my notes that go right along with your notes, okay? So in order to get full credit on your guided notes, you have to transfer my notes into yours. So that's one thing that you need to get done before your exam, okay? All right, today's assignment is called Vegetarian Assignment. And I'm going to go through that with you. And if you have questions, you can let me know. But it's called a KWL. What do you know? What do you want to know? And what do you want to learn? So you are going to write down 3 things that you know about being a vegetarian. And you are going to write down 3 things that you want to know about being a vegetarian. And then you're going to watch this video link right here that's blue with the number 1. And you are going to watch that. And I want you to write 3 things that you learned by watching that video. Then down here is a writing prompt that also has to do with the video. So if you had to become a vegetarian, which type would you choose to become? And explain why in 1 solid paragraph using reasons from the video you just watched. So 5+ sentences. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to watch the second video and you're going to learn more about why people choose to become vegetarian. You'll click on the video link and you'll create a running list of reasons as you watch, adding as many as apply. So people are going to talk about why they became a vegetarian, and you're going to keep listening and listing out why they became a vegetarian. Okay, then you're going to go on the internet and you're going to search, and you are going to select at least 3 reliable websites to learn the pros and cons of becoming a vegetarian. So good reputable sites are things that start or that end with .gov or .edu. Try to stay away from the .coms. So you will put the link in here of 3 reliable websites that talk about the pros and cons of being a vegetarian. So what's good, what's bad about being a vegetarian. Then you're going to list those things down here. So you'll create the list of what's good and what's bad about becoming a vegetarian. And then the concluding assignment is that you are going to do a Google slide. It's called a single Google slide or a flash slide. And the title should be, Should People Become Vegetarian? So the slide is going to express that opinion, or express your opinion on the issue, and then explains the rationale behind it. Please include 1 theme-related image to your slide and share the single Google slide to me on Google Classroom along with this completed assignment. So you can do 2 things today. You can transfer your guided notes over from mine to yours, and then you have this KWL assignment, okay? All right, then, so like the in-person kids, we did this on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I assigned these other 2 assignments, but I decided to make them extra credit. So let's just say that during the carbohydrate unit, you did not do 2 assignments. So these 2 extra assignments could be making up for those. Okay, so they could actually replace those, and each one is 15 points for a total of 30. So there's that option. So I'm going to go in and talk about each one of these and show you how easy it is to do them. Okay, so there's 16 questions, as you can see, and there's 16 boxes up here. One of the set of boxes says true, and the other set of boxes says false. So what you need to understand is that, remember, protein, you want to preserve the balance. So there are 16 true statements, and there are eight true statements, and there are 8 false statements. There are no duplicates. So you will have 8 numbers in the 8 boxes for true and 8 numbers in the 8 boxes for false, all being different numbers. And you will be given extra credit on the amount that you have correct. Okay? So that's 1 through 16. If the directions are confusing, read this statement and then ask me questions if you have any. The next assignment that's extra credit is called complementary proteins. Now, you're probably going to want to read your notes when it comes to complete and incomplete proteins. And then it also in your notes talks about complementary proteins. So, in a nutshell, the directions are that you are going to highlight the ingredients in 2 recipes below that are complementary sources of protein. Find a third example of a recipe containing complementary proteins, and then write the new recipe in the blank provided. List the ingredients for the recipe and then highlight the complementary sources of protein contained in the recipe. So in the worksheet, the directions are there. So vegetarian chili has protein in it. You need to find the 2 that are incomplete proteins, but putting them together makes them complementary. Same with stir-fry vegetables. There are 2 proteins in this recipe that are incomplete, but by putting them together, they make them complementary. And then you will have to find a recipe online that also has 2 proteins that by putting them together makes them complementary. Okay, so those are extra credit assignments. If you need to make up anything from the units that you were unable to make up because it was after the unit test. So those are those options. Something else to evaluate as well is I always have taken your demos whether they were past the unit or not. So if you go back and look and that you're missing 2 or 3 demos, you could always turn those in for that 80% late work. Warm-up questions, I have never taken any late points away. The only points I ever take are if you didn't have a complete sentence or there wasn't a capital or a period. So if you realize that you're missing 2 or 3 warm-ups, do them. Even if you don't know the answer, don't Google, because I won't give Google points. Okay? It's better just to give me your best educational guess with caps and ends and a complete sentence to get your points. And again, I don't ever take late points away from those. So warm-ups, you can get full credit anytime as long as they get turned in for grading. So you have some things to do. You can, again, switch over your guided notes from mine to yours. The vegetarian assignment, you can work on the extra credit if you need it. My advice would be to get done what you need to get full credit, and then you could work on the extra credit. Be going back and looking at your demos, making sure you have all those in and all of your warm-ups in. So this Friday, you're going to come to class and you're going to tell me what you're going to work on, okay? So wherever you are in the work process here, on this coming Friday, you're going to come to class and you're going to say, okay, Ms. Epka, I'm going to work on the extra credit today. Or I didn't finish the vegetarian assignment, so I'm going to work on that today. Okay, so today is a work day. You can stick around and you can, time management seems to be virtual issues at times where kids don't know how to manage their time when they're not in school. And so things get pushed back too far and then they end up being late or you get overwhelmed and don't get them done. So if you want to hold yourself accountable, stick around and I'm going to be here until 1:25. If you can manage your time and do your work without being present, I'm going to leave that up to you. But you know what needs to get done and the expectation. And if you need the time management piece, then you can stay here and work until 1:25 and I'll dismiss you at that time. If you have questions, which I'll check on that right now. which doesn't look like it. But if you have questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can unmic and talk to me that way as well. So let me know. Bye, Connor. Get your work done.
I have a question, Mrs. Zepka.
Yes, Mr. Shane.
So I have a thing. It happened before, right? But it didn't happen for a while. It just came back. It's like I like blink wait a ton, and it's like really excessive, and I can't like stop it. It's weird.
You're blinking like your eyes?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was wondering if you had any clue.
I don't know. And you can't control it?
It's weird. I don't
It's
know.
like a spasm, like your eyes having a spasm. Maybe there's something in it and your eyes spasming.
Maybe.
I've never heard of that. I don't know. It's a interesting, I don't know.
I looked it up and it said it could be something like stress. So it's probably just that.
It could be, yeah. Some people deal with stress in different ways.
All right. I'm
Well,
not gonna do this here about that.
or you could rest your eyes, like, can you close them?
Yeah.
Okay, so like when that happens, can you close them and like maybe count to 20 or something and then try opening them again and see if it stops?
All right.
Or taking really big, deep breaths and just kind of, breathing through,
Yeah.
you know? I guess that would be my advice. And then have you told your parents about this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Because
it's like noticeable. My mom noticed it.
if you go to the doctor, you could always ask them and they might be able to diagnose it better, you know?
Yeah.
It's always better to find out than to try to guess,
Yeah.
especially if it's really bothersome, it could, who knows what it could be.
Yeah.
So, always good to get those medical professionals involved.
All right.
All right. Are you going to stick around or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the class.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And then does everything I said make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh,
by the way, the thing was due today. That was like the
oh yeah.
something, right? Like the presentation or something.
Was it? Did you turn it into me?
Yeah, I turned it in.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. And then I just say that everything, just get everything to me by the exam day.
All
I
right.
mean, I would like it before that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um, and if I would just say, just plan on doing something every time we're together, one or two things, and get them in.
All right.
And then you won't have, I mean, you should be able to use this time and get your work in and done.
Yeah.
So I would just focus on that. My virtual kids, I usually give a little leeway to with assignments,
All
just
right.
because you guys are always a day behind, it seems like. So yeah, don't worry about that. And if I mark something late, just email me, say, hey, I'm virtual, remember?
Okay, I can do that.
So just keep that in mind, unless it's like a month late or like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to be right here doing my own work. So you just holler if you need something.
All right.
Okay. Shane, you got any more questions? Are you good?
I'm all right, thank you.
All right, well, let's head out and I'll see you Friday.
All right, see you.
Bye.